Do you know, I've spent the last year ingratiating myself into my new city where I live, which isn't so new anymore. And I've just left my job so I can go to a slightly easier job where I can, one, focus on my health more, and two, focus on this more. Because I got a bit sidetracked. It was only supposed to be for the money, but I ended up falling in love with it, with the hustle. But it was a toxic relationship, let's put it that way. One thing I noticed is I started to adopt some bad habits that I'd shunned before. And it was a lot to do with the attitudes around. The thing is, I saw value in these people. But Chief, you need to watch who influences you. Because without knowing it, when people are threatened by their friends because their friends are doing something that they know deep down is better than what they're doing, they will try and sabotage it unless they're conscious of it. You want to do it you want to do it in your brain, people want to do it to you. For some reason, the human need is to be above everyone, even the people that you love. And the main point you should make in life is to not brag about it, but just try. Whenever you get these jealous thoughts, outwardly, realize that your friend's growth is your growth, and be okay if one day they become better than you, because that's healthy competition. I left the place because I know it would be a lot harder for myself to stay healthy. Almost impossible. Yes, you could say, well, it's all about willpower. But surely, Chief, you want to put yourself in an environment that supports your growth the most, with people that do the same too. There is a balance, yeah? You need to find the responsibility of yourself, because you can be with the best friends, but if you are being shit, you're going to bring them down too. The only way to lead is by example, not by speaking, say less, do more. But even when you lead by example, sometimes people are just so focused on being shit, and they convince themselves it's okay, and they're not okay with you believing that. And they might be lovely people, but even if they're subconsciously trying to bring you down to their level, that's not good. It's a shame, I know. Now, I'm impressed with myself because I've been in a very negative environment that has, on paper, stunted my growth, but I've found the way to grow anyway. Slowly, but beautifully, if you will. The roots of my tree have been strengthened, but now I'm moving myself to an environment where I can accelerate my growth. And why wouldn't you want to do that? It's difficult. When you have friends that are very close to you, and you know that they could be weak, it's saddening knowing that maybe you have to move on from them. Now, you don't have to instantly do this. Continue to lead by example, and if they're real close to you, have chats with them. If it's someone that's close to you, you should be able to speak to them like they're your brother. And if they still, after all that, aren't wanting to be on this journey with you, then politely, you need to leave. They helped you this far, they were a beautiful friend, but in this new version of yourself you're becoming, you're not compatible anymore, and that's okay. Watch who influences you. It is true that you are the average of the people you spend your time with, so do you want good qualities? And you shouldn't be... The mistake I've made with my friend group is I've only just started enjoying it because I spent so much time just looking at the value they give to me. And when one of them was acting a bit like a degenerate, I'd barely see them as a human being. Don't be focused every single day on being valuable, right? Sometimes it's okay to just chill with your bros, as long as you've earned it. Because in that you are strengthening the bonds, and that is valuable, that is productive. But at the same time, if your friend is more negative than positive, and if you don't think you can get him out of that, and if you haven't, if you believe that there is no way of getting him out of that, then it's time to move on. And if they don't want to as well, if they don't give a shit about being better, and they want to drag you down, they'd rather stay at that shitty little degenerate level, then you gotta leave. And that's the scary part, because you have comfort in this friend group and these people that maybe they influence you in the wrong way, but they validate you, they make you feel like a friend. Or maybe it's just comfort because at least you don't feel lonely. Well, comfort will kill you. Huh? We push ourselves to be in discomfort. We push ourselves out of our comfort zone so then we can make a new comfort zone only to push it further. Because every time you get comfortable, that's where you're in danger. There's the little wiggle room where you get comfortable with something that you weren't with before and you can celebrate that for a little bit. But the longer you sit in that, the more your comfort bubble goes back in. It's a constant fight. Because being comfortable at different levels of life looks different. However, it's the same level of degeneracy. Because we're chasing the feeling of this comfort and it doesn't feel nice, no. But that is growing pains. And leaving your friend might be the growing pains you need. I hope you can influence them to influence you better. And don't just leave them because that's selfish and that's psychopathic. But you may get to the point where you have to choose some better friends, find some better people. And that's okay, Chief. I wish you the best with that, Chief. I hope your friends come along with your journey. Most likely they will, if you have a good chat with them and you show them positivity. But if they don't, just be grateful for everything they were up to that point. Don't wish them wrong. Don't look down on them because they just have a different life path to you. But whether it's alone, whether it's with your bros, your tribe, whatever, always strive to say less, do more. I'll see you tomorrow.